But yeah, let's get into this ranking. And first off, we've got the it looks like the double abductor versions. So I don't know. Where would I put these two? They're as a boss fight, I'd probably just say I mean, as a boss fight, I'd actually probably put them at like D, just because I just don't really care about them as a boss. They're kind of just regular enemy turned into boss. So it doesn't really make me, like, and this is one big thing about bosses that Elden Ring really kind of pissed me off about was they took so many regular enemies and just turned them into a boss. And some people are going to say, "Oh, but they did that in like other games and stuff. Like I know Dark Souls 2 like had like the Dragon Rider as a regular enemy and scholar, and Dark Souls 1 and all this other shit, like it's like yeah, they've done it before, but that doesn't make the boss unique. It just means you've already fought it. You've just not fought the boss version. You know, that's the kind of thing that bugs me about it. It's like fighting the soldier of Godric. It's just a generic soldier of Godric. It's not a real special boss, right? Just because you slap a health bar on it and call it a boss doesn't mean that it's an actual boss fight, especially not when you deal with those enemies all over the damn game. It's not special. And in my eyes, bosses should be special, right? All right, the next is this flame dude. I think that's the flame dude in the Evergaol or however you say that. Um, he's okay. I guess I don't really have any strong opinion about it one way or another. Let's see. Then we got. See, I think that's the Black Knife leader. See, I'd probably put this up there because I like fighting this enemy because they have good tells. They're not overpowered, and a lot of the moves are well telegraphed. See, I probably put this as a A, so it's a good boss fight, and also the reward of killing it is pretty good. All right, next we got the I can't tell which one this is. This is the problem when you have a game that has multiple versions of the same boss and just a couple minor things are changed, right? Or like there's an extra move added. It's like, how do I deal with this? Like what? Like which boss actually is this? I mean, I probably put this boss as just kind of fine. I found it kind of, it's a unique enemy, like truly a unique enemy, but the boss fight itself doesn't really engage me that much in terms of how I view the boss fight mechanically, in terms of how you actually fight it. Like it just feels like a dancing deer that can kill you if you're really bad with button mashing or something. I don't know. Very average in my opinion, but it's not bad per se. Like it's not a repeated asset as much as it is just kind of a mid boss. And in case you can't tell, these things are meant to kind of go along with kind of the standard sort of ranking system a lot of people use. So S is like amazing, A is great, B is good, C is average, D is not that great, and F is fuck you, which I should probably put like in here. I probably should have done this before the stream started, but yeah, this is where we are. I'm trying new things here, and you gotta learn to crawl before you can walk, which is probably better said if I actually did this beforehand and fucked it up somewhere. This is just terrible. This is just terrible. All right. All right. Now we got that all set up and done. So that's good. All right. So let's get to this next. We got this dragon in wherever it is. Um, I mean, I'd put it at like average. Like it's got some good points to the fight. It does have that mounted combat sort of stilted like aspect to the fight. Like a lot of the mounted combat fights in the game are fights I dislike. I find mounted combat to be kind of janky at times. That doesn't play in favor of actually playing the game and actually fighting enemies on a mount, in my opinion. It just kind of becomes an annoying little thing of where you have to manage two health bars, and while managing one health bar, you can end up damaging the other one. So I just don't think it's conducive to boss fights. Now the Radon fight, I think is probably the one that comes closest to actually making the fight worth it. But that's really just because you're kind of built to rush the boss with a bunch of different people anyway. So Radon being distracted by mounts isn't necessarily going to, do anything, to you that's that annoying in terms of boss fights with mounts involved. You know what I mean? But regardless, we'll move on here. All right. We've got Evergal, Frost Boy, just regular enemy, repeated asset. All right. Got another one of them, repeated asset. All right. Now we've got the one of the giant like alien things. I don't remember which one this is because there's another one next. I think this is the one for Ronnie's quest line, and the other one is I don't know. I'd probably put this at good. I'd probably put both of these at a good actually. Like I like their boss fights and how they're a weird kind of alien creature and they fight with like starlight magical effects and things. I just think they're a neat enemy and the way they fight you is pretty cool. There that one attack that I don't know if both of them have, but the one attack where they appear behind you and grab you, I kind of don't like, but there is a wind up to it, so you can kind of figure it out. But yeah, it's something that I think they're good enough, good enough for me. All right, that guy in the Evergowl, probably bad because repeated asset. All right, there's a Beast Man, repeated asset. Is this another Beast Man? Oh, yes, the dual Beast Man. Yeah, repeated asset. All right. Are the bell bearing hunters? I don't like the bell bearing hunters. I find them incredibly annoying. Incredibly annoying, especially with the way their sword combat works. Fuck that sword that can just track me wherever I am unless I'm like 50 feet away. I fucking hate that. I think it's stupid. I understand how you could have fun with it, but I just think they just didn't. I think they could have done more with the idea of a sword that can be, slashed without moving your hand. Like if he had a ranged attack that involved that wasn't a melee combo hit, but just where you're far away from him, I think it could be more interesting. But regardless, I don't like those enemies. Like period. Just so fuck them. Speaking of enemies I don't like, the golems. Yeah. Fuck these things. I don't like them. I don't like them. And I don't like them for similar reasons to why I don't like a lot of large enemies in these games. It's just they seem to flop all over the place when fighting them, and their attack range is kind of ridiculous compared to yours. It's just like their melee range and how you fight them becomes kind of race against time to see how much damage you can do to their legs before they kill you. And that kind of cheapens the fight in terms of the actual like dynamic of having this player overcoming this big monster when all you do is spend most of your day like smacking at its feet and hoping for a critical attack to open up. All right, so all right, now we got more Black Knife Assassin enemies. Since they kind of and this is one thing too is like since these are kind of repeated assets in a certain way, but they are I think a pretty well made enemy. I probably put most of them at kind of average, just as kind of a middle ground between. Just because I like them as a boss fight, uh, but it is a thing where it's like they do reuse it several times, and I'd say that at late game, with that one being kind of the big one, I'd say that one's kind of fine, but these other ones are kind of like, yeah, they're average, I guess you could say. But yeah, it's kind of what it is. All right, now we got the little low to the ground. What is it? Fellhound Hunter? What do you call them? I think they're pretty mid. I think they're okay. Not fantastic, but they're okay. All right. Then we got the giant with spells attached. I think he's okay. I think that's it. All right. I don't know which dragon this is. It looks like, based on the picture, the frostbite dragon. I find a lot of the dragon fights, a lot of those type of dragon fights, to be kind of bad. I don't like them. It's one of those things where I've played the game several times over with different builds, and a melee build is just fighting them as a melee build usually comes down to wait for their fire breath attack to go away after 10 seconds, smack them in the head 3 times, run away, repeat, or it's bait uh their cone effect breathing ability, smack legs while they do it, or if it's range, just spam the head attack while baiting out another attack. Like all the fighting just seems very simple and kind of boring in my opinion. So a lot of those dragon fights I don't like, at least with these kinds of dragons. The other ones I think are a little bit neater, just because they actually have more to them than just breathe fire slash rot slash whatever. All right, now we got these little shade enemies. Um, I think they're okay. I think they're okay. The way they teleport around is kind of neat, and their grabs kind of interesting to see. But yeah, I think they're okay. All right, all right. Then we get the knight, and this is the thing though is I'd say they're a repeated enemy, so I don't like that. But at the same time, they're only a repeated enemy because they appear a couple times in like the Halig tree, the Halig tree, right? So it's like, are they a repeated asset? I don't know. I mean, I probably put them as average. I mean, they're okay. They're not as good as I'd like a boss to be, but you get the picture. All right, now we've got Commander Dude. This is the frosty one. I'd say he's I'd say he's bad because his attacks I think are fair and I kind of like his gimmick, but I don't like the summoning aspect of it. Especially in a tiny arena like this, right? The one in the overworld, I would give a little bit more grace to, just because he summons a bunch of weaker ads. This guy summons ads that can take and deal some significant damage while also dealing with him, which in my opinion fucks up the boss fight. And I think it's a thing too where some of these boss fights, I think, should be tiered accordingly, right? Like I think the overworld bosses should be generally weaker than the ones that are behind a fog wall, right? And I think the ones behind a fog wall should be, weaker than ones that are on the more unique side in terms of the main quest line that you kind of have to go through to beat the game, right? So these guys are kind of like on their own, I'd put them both in average, but with the way they summon enemies, especially the one in the frozen area, it bumps him down a peg. All right. All right. The twin input reading knights. Fuck that fight. On their own, I actually kind of like them, but together is just fuck you. It's like this. That's a fuck you developer moment. All right. The dual crystallians. I probably put them as bad because I just don't like they're a gimmick that involves you having to smack the crap out of them if you don't have a weapon that does the right type of damage. And that kind of specific gimmick stuff is stuff that I just hate. I find them just incredibly annoying. Oh god, speaking of annoying, all the death birds. All the death birds go in the fuck you category. All of the death birds go in the fuck you category. Because fuck those death birds, man. Fuck every single. Jesus, how many are there in the game? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wow. Fuck those things. Anyway, okay. Got another dragon that I don't like. It's kind of a basic enemy. I guess it's okay. I mean, they appear in the world, so it's kind of a repeated asset thing. All right. All right. The demi-humans, I guess, are okay. So I put them as kind of okay. All right. All right. Then we got the Draconic Tree Sentinel. I kind of like the Tree Sentinel fights. I think they're kind of neat. Not amazing, but kind of neat. All right. Then we've got these Dragon Soldier dudes. I guess they're okay. The Rot one's going into fuck you territory, though, because why put a boss in the middle of a lake? I know you can raise platforms and shit to do stuff with it and to make the fight more manageable, but still, fuck them for putting a boss in the middle of a giant rot lake. That's just terrible. All right, now we're getting to some big bosses here. So now we got Placidusax. I think he's a pretty good fight, all things considered, but I do think that the fight is a little boring at times just because of his health and because he's basically just big boss AoE spam. And that's pretty much what he does, which is kind of a problem with a lot of bosses in the late game. It's just the kind of the AoE effect spam that I don't like. I think it's kind of cheap. All right, we got the Elden Beast. I actually really like the Elden Beast. I think it's a really cool fight. I think it's a really cool fight. All right, got the original bell-bearing hunter, so he can go in the fuck you category. All right, we got the twin trees. They're bad, but it's manageable. All right, then we got another tree. The trees are okay. The tree fights are okay. All right, the cat enemies. They're going in the fuck you category. I don't like them at all. All right, there's another tree. There's another tree. All right, another cat enemy. Fuck you. Another cat enemy. Fuck you. Another cat enemy. Fuck you. All right, this is. What even is this? Oh, is this that one guy that's in what is it? The subterranean shunning grounds. That's like the blood guy, or the blood guy that's not Moog. I guess I should say. I guess he's okay. All right, okay. And we got the Falling Star Beast. The Falling Star Beast to me is a really weird enemy because I like how they operate, and after getting my ass handed to me by them, I kind of enjoy fighting them to a certain extent. But just their resistances kind of kill a lot of builds in terms of how they work and how effective you'll be against them. So I probably put them at average, all things considered. All right, got another Omen, repeated asset, pretty much. Uh, Fia's summons. I'd say they're average. Like they each fight in a unique way, and I guess it's okay. Fire Giant, fuck you. I hate the AoE spam. And just stop rolling around. just fuck you, AoE spam. Like Fire Giant's one of those fights where he just has a bajillion HP. He rolls around so much. His AoE attacks are fucking ridiculous. Just fuck the Fire Giant. All right, there's another dragon. Don't like dragon fights. What is this? I don't even know what this fight is. What is that? I can't make out what that is. Average for the sake of being fair. Oh well, let's keep going. All right, what is that? Is that another dragon? Looks like another dragon. Golem, they're okay. Actually, no, I put them in bad. They're okay, but they're a repeated asset. Another dragon. Another dragon. Let's see, Evergold Godric. He's okay. He's kind of he's a rip off, but he's an okay rip off, and you only see him the one time. See, there's actual Godric. Putting him in there. I think Godric's a very mid fight. I don't think he's terrible, but I can see how some people would like or dislike him. All right, Ghost of Godfrey, the all spamming. I think he's average in his spectral form. Just wait till we actually get to him. All right, now we got the Godskin. I always forget the names. Is the noble the fat one or is the apostle the fat one? I always forget. I think the noble's the thin one. I keep forgetting the name. They blend together after a while just because you fight them so many times in the campaign together. I actually like this fight a good bit. I think it's a good fight, and I would repeat that. Let's see, which one is this? Is this the dude? It looks like it's in the arena of the two of them, but it also looks like the single one. All right, so there's another fat boy down here. So I guess this is the dual fight. The dual fight's a fuck you just because of how they extend that fight to no end with just a giant health pool. The enemies disappear and then reappear and then reappear. until the health pool's gone. It's the most arbitrary excuse of we need the fight to last longer, so just make them respawn multiple times just because. It's just kind of a lazy sort of like, why did you even do that? All right. Oh, that's one of those knights or not knights, the beefy dudes that you can find underground sometimes. I guess they're okay. I don't really have a strong opinion about them one way or the other. All right. Who the fuck is this? Is this Radigan? I don't know who this is. I must zoom in on this picture. Who the fuck is this? Quit giving me ads. Oh, it's a magma worm. Okay, I don't know why I couldn't see that before. All right, magma worm, fuck you because of your charge attack. It just wastes so much time. All right, then we got Godfrey First Elden Lord. Fuck the AoE spam. See, what is this? Looks like another dragon worm thing. All right. We got that guy at the Weeping Peninsula. He's okay. Let's see. I like his dragon fight. What is this one? I can't tell which one that is. You're going an average because I can't remember what you are. This list is getting so cumbersome to get through. All right. Giant head dude. They're okay. Single Crystallian. I think they're okay. In a group, it's annoying. Loretta. All right. I would put you in good, but because of how ridiculous your magic damage is, I'm putting you in average. All right. Twin dickheads. Just no. Another magma worm in the fuck you. Another magma worm in the fuck you. Another magma worm in the fuck you. Here we go. Here's one. Melania. Now, where do we put her? Because this is the biggest thing about this is I really like a lot of her moveset. I just don't like the self healing, and I don't like how much damage the waterfowl dance does. Those are the two biggest drawbacks to the fight to me. And this is one thing: if she didn't have self healing, and if waterfowl dance didn't do ridiculous amounts of damage on top of healing, I would actually put her at amazing. I would actually put her at amazing. But with the healing factor, that puts her in the fuck you category. Just like she could have been at the top, but they just went just a hair too far with this shit, and I got to put her in the fuck you category, just because fuck that self healing, man. Just that thing just ruins the fight for me. All right, Meleketh. I'm gonna assume that includes both phases. I love the Meleketh fight, especially the second phase. I think it's great. I also just like the way he fights. He fights like a glass cannon build with some crazy magic thrown in, but it's not outright overpowered, and you will usually be able to handle him, which I think is pretty good. All right, so this looks like Morgott or Margit. Yeah, I think that's the Margit version, so I'd probably put him at average. Actually, no, I actually put him at bad. I don't like Margit's combos. I find them kind of cheap. All right, we got this sentry thing. That's the opening one. So I'm gonna put you in fuck you just because starting a fight that we have a tiny, tiny chance of winning, I think is kind of gay. All right, we got the mimic tier. I'd put it as average because you can make the fight really interesting if you just let it copy you, but you can also cheese it by taking all your gear and equipment off. All right, flower, bad because repeated asset. All right, here's Radigan. Okay. After getting my ass kicked by Radigan a while, both on my own and with a friend, I'd actually put him at great. I really like the Radigan fight. It's grown on me over time. All right, what the fuck is this? Oh, it's another one of those Crucible Knights. On his own, he's good. All right, Moog. I'd put him at a fuck you, just because of his His first phase isn't too bad, but when he does his nihil thing 3 times, and the only way to deal with that is to, have this one item that may appear that appears in the game, far away from where he is and isn't even like, just like he's got too much of a gimmick to him in terms of how you deal with his blood loss abilities. Just his blood loss is just annoying as fuck, especially when he sprays it all over the damn arena. It's like it's. I think it's the biggest thing about a lot of the late game fights in Elden Ring. A lot of them just throw way too much shit at you, and it's a thing where, a lot of Moog's moves in phase two are just AoE spam, and that's just so annoying, right? At least when you look at AoE attacks with a lot of these enemies up here, the Elden Beast, gives a big wind up before it does a lot of its attacks. So does Radigan, and so does Malekith. Moog just sprays his red cum everywhere, and it just stays there all the time. It takes forever to go away. It makes it annoying to fight him when you've got blood loss building up the entire damn fight, on top of him having a unique ability that can probably kill you if you don't have this one item in this one place that you can only find after this one invasion happens. It's like such a ridiculously specific list of requirements to deal with it, and the fight is annoying as hell because of all the AoE spam everywhere. It's not even really AoE spam. It's just the attack hits you, hits the ground, continues the blood loss and health loss at the same time. It's just like you're overdoing it. Stop. All right, here's Mini Moog. I put him as okay. Mini Moog is okay. All right, Morgott. The more I've fought him, the more I've kind of liked him in his beefy form, but I'd say average at this point. I don't like the Margit fight. I think the Morgott fight's better just because he doesn't use his ridiculous combo as much, but that's also just because he has more moves that are more unique and more interesting to look at. All right, I don't know what this is, so it's going in average. Black Knight. I put him as bad. Kind of boring to fight. Again, just mounted combat that doesn't seem to work well with other mounted enemies. Just kind of boring, boring, and I'd say boring and tedious is the thing I keep coming back to with a lot of the fights involving mounts. It's just like they take forever to beat. It's kind of annoying. All right, what is this fight? I don't even know what that fight is. You're gonna go on average because I can't be bothered to zoom in on you. All right, this guy, he's bad. That repeated jump attack is just like fuck you. That's so annoying. All right, we got another one of them. Got the gravity zapping dudes. I guess he's okay. We got Patches as a fight. I'm gonna put him in amazing just because he's recurring character I like. Um, no other explanation other than that. I don't know what this is. What is this? What is that one? I just this list is so big that it's become cumbersome. What even is that? What are you? I can't make out what you are. Are you another one of the? Oh, you look like another one of the cat things because of cat PTSD. Go away. Oh yeah, okay. We're getting back into cat variants. There's so much to tackle here still. Oh, we're almost done. Okay. Yeah. I just don't want this list to get so small to the point where you can't even make out what we're actually looking at. All right. It looks like another. Let's see. Okay, these are more trees. So I guess more trees. Another tree. 3 crystalians. Just annoying. Oh, it's so hard to make out some of this stuff when they're so small. Wait a minute, what the fuck? This is Radigan, right? Like, it looks like Radigan. Why is there another Radigan down here? Oh well, whatever. If that's supposed to be like Marika or something, I don't know. Right, I'm just gonna kind of pick and choose randomly here if I can't recognize what they are. Okay, big tree, bad, kind of annoying to fight them. Don't remember what you are. You go an average. Special magic dog. Fuck you. You're too agile. All right, another one of those little spirit things running around. All right, Renala. I'd say Renala's good. I like Renala as a fight. I think it's pretty neat. It's a good use of its sort of gimmick, I would say. All right, Vike. I put as bad just because I know there's a lore reason why he's as strong as he is, but just I hate enemies that just spam shit, and that just gets old. Right? There's Ghost of Loretta, so you're gonna go in there. All right, then we got these enemies, the multi-armed enemies that are the Revenants. Absolutely fuck you. It's probably the most cancerous enemy in the game. Rune Bears, fuck them. Not as bad as the spammy like multi-armed dudes, but still fuck them. Rykard, I'd put as bad. His gimmick just takes forever. Not even sure what this one is. You're gonna go an average. All right, what was this one? Repeated asset, so bad. All right, Sir Gideon off near the all spamming. Fuck you and your spamming ability. All right, I can't make out what that is. You're going an average. All right, Spirit Caller Snake. It's okay. Sometimes it's interesting, sometimes it's not. Can't tell which one that is. Average. It's just Radon. I like how they picked the meteor picture. As a fight, his fights can be a little annoying, but I really like the whole gimmick of his fight. So that's kind of it. All right, got the giant troll thing. It's okay. All right, we got looks like another summon thing. I'm not sure. Put you in that one. All right, we got the ones in the boats. I guess they're okay. Oh man, we are almost at the end. Okay, so all the boat ones are going in average just because they're okay. Got another gargoyle. Got the death spraying ones. Fuck them. All right, looks like okay. Another tree. So I forgot where did I put that other tree? I forget where I put the other tree. I thought I put them in average. Tree fights are kind of okay. All right, I think that's another tree fight. All right, then we got the twin tree sentinels. Bad just because you're throwing two mounted bosses at me at once and just fuck you. Then we got the regular tree sentinel, which I think is okay. I think it's okay. All right. So there's my comprehensive list of all the Elden Ring bosses that are on this one list. So yeah, as you can see, there's a fair amount of average, a good amount of bad, and a high amount of fuck you. To those of you who made it this far, thanks for watching. If you'd like to see my other stuff, there are links to all my channels in the description. The main channel focuses on critical analysis of various mediums. The gaming channel focuses on general playthroughs and chill gaming content. The music channel holds various musical mashups, documentaries, discussions, and original works. The ESAS channel features archives of my Every Saturday a Stream series, which happens, you guessed it, on Saturdays, where I stream whatever and we chat. You can also check out my religious channel where I read the Bible and talk about different stories of how my faith has impacted my life. If any of that sounds interesting to you, feel free to give it a shot. Whether you do or don't, I'd like to thank you again for watching, and God bless.